Hello everyone, welcome to Konya Tech. Today we will see how to install XAMPP on Windows 10. So XAMPP is an abbreviation where X stands for cross-platform. It means you can install it on Windows, Linux or Mac OS. And A stands for Apache, M is used for MariaDB, and last two PHP is used for PHP and Perl. Let's download the XAMPP binary files. For that we have to search the XAMPP server on Google. Here we got the first URL, that is apachefriends.org. So click on this URL. We will be landing on the downloading page where you can find the XAMPP for Windows, XAMPP for Linux and XAMPP for Mac OS. Depending upon your host operating system you have to select. Here we are using the Windows 10. So I will be selecting this XAMPP for Windows option. Once we click on that, the download will start. Here the downloading file size is 165 MB and the downloading will take a minute or 2 minutes depending upon your internet speed. So downloading has been completed. So let's go to the downloading folder. This is the installer file for XAMPP. So double click on it. So this is our first screen. We have to click yes, and this is a warning screen. Here we have to ignore these warnings, and this is a setup for XAMPP. So click on next. By default all the options got selected. If you don't want any package, we can uncheck this box and we can proceed for the installation, but I will suggest to put it as a default one and go for next. Here this is the default directory. The default directory for XAMPP is in C drive. If you want to change the directory or the folder, you can go to this option and you can select any folder. Then the XAMPP folder will be, or XAMPP software will be installed in that folder. So I will be keeping the default one and then clicking next. And here I would like to select the English as my base language and go for next. Ready to install. So click on next. Here the unpacking of the files has been started. You can see these modules here like WordPress, Joomla and Drupal. Once this installation done, we can download these modules for this web server. The wizard is showing as a completing the XAMPP setup wizard. Here we have to click on finish to complete the installation. This is a XAMPP control panel. You can see the XAMPP control panel version as a v3.3.0. This is the latest one. So here we do have the modules. The first module is Apache. The next one is MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury and Tomcat. On right hand side you can see in the actions column, start buttons is there. Here if you want to start the Apache, you have to click on start. But before starting this, first let me show you the local host status. So let's go to the Google Chrome again and type the local host in the address locator. So here we are checking whether the local host is up and running or not. Here you can see we can't find the local host. So let's start the first service as Apache. Now you can see the server is up and running. It means the local host is available once we have started the Apache server. Now I would like to start the MySQL. The same process, we have to click on the start button. So here the MySQL database has been started. Now guys, you can see the ports section. Here the Apache is running on the 80.443 and MySQL database is running on 3306 ports. From XAMPP control panel, we can verify the module installed on this machine from front end and also from back end. So let's let's first verify the versions from front end. For that we have to first start these services and go to the Chrome and type localhost here. So this is a localhost dashboard. You can see the PHP MyAdmin menu here. So click on that and you can find all the details of the XAMPP here. For database server, you can find out these the version number here, 10.4.24 MariaDB, and for Apache you can see this version, and for PHP you can find the version number here, 8.1.6. The same way we have to cross verify it from backend. For backend we have to click on this shell command, so it will open one command prompt, and here you have to give the php space -version command for getting the PHP version. You can see the PHP 8.1.6 is installed, and we have to find out the Perl version, so we have to use this command Perl space -version, and you can see the Perl version is 5 and yes, this is a Perl 5 and version 32. The same way we have to connect to the database, so use this command MySQL -h localhost -u root -p, and here it will ask for the password, so password is nothing, so enter. Here we connected to the MariaDB and we have to select this command, select version. Here you can find out the version of this MariaDB is 10.4.24, and another way is you can use this command also, that is select @ version. This command also giving the same version. So here we have successfully verified all the services and modules installed by the XAMPP from backend. Here friends, if you want to configure this Apache and MySQL ports, if you don't want to run these services on default ports, you have to click on this config option, and you can see the Apache httpd.conf file. Click on that. Here you will get the port details. So we have to locate the default port section. Here 80 is available. Now I want to change it to 80 and 80 and save this file and close it. But if you want to reflect these changes, we have to stop the Apache server. Here we have stopped. The same thing for MySQL database, I will stop the services, and I want to change the default ports. So let's go to the config and select this file my.ini. Click on that and see the default port. This is the default port, and I want to change it to 1521, and here also you have to modify it with the same port number 1521 and save it. Once we save this, we have to again start this service, and once we start, you just observe the ports has been changed or not. So let's start the services. Now you can see the port 80 has changed to 8080. So what we have modified, it's reflecting here. Now let's check for the MySQL database. We have changed successfully to 1521 port. So this is how we can modify these services, and if you want to start these services, you can also start from here. Let's go to the Apache Control Panel, right click on this icon, and here you can find these services. We have started the Apache and MySQL. That's why on left hand side you can see this green dot. Green means the services are up and running, red means the services are not up and running. So simply I want to stop this MySQL database, and I will click on stop. You can see here the database has been stopped. The same way, right click on this and stop the Apache. This is how you can also start and stop the services from this icon tray. Thank you so much for joining me in this session.